Good evening everyone. Tara guys, basa tayo Bible. Magpupuyat. Nagpapaantok. Matutulog na lang tayo basa pa rin. Nakabasa na kaya ako ng 2 chapter ng pocket books. 26 and 27 ng Numbers, tsaka Mark 8, 1, 2. Hinati na naman niya guys. Hanggang 21. Chapter 8 ng Mark, verse 1 to 21. So, pang March 2, 2021. Chapter 8. Basa. Jesus feeds 4,000. Nung nakaraan, 5,000 finid niya. Yung 2 fish, diba? Ngayon naman, 4,000. Jesus feeds 4,000. During those days, another large crowd gathered, since they had nothing to eat. Jesus called his disciples to him and said, inayos ko lang, I have compassion for these people. They have already been with me 3 days and have nothing to eat. If I send them home hungry, they will collapse on the way because some of them have come a long distance. Grabe naman, 3 days. His disciples answered, But we're in this remote place. Can anyone get enough bread to feed them? Nung nakaraan nga, 5,000 Ngayon 4,000 lang. Diba? Mas mababa ng 1,000. How many loaves do you have? Jesus asked. 7, they replied. He told the crowd to sit down on the ground. When he had taken the 7 loaves and given thanks, he broke them and gave them to his disciples to set before the people. And they did so. They had a few small fish as well. He gave thanks for them also and told the disciples to distribute them. The people ate and were satisfied. Afterward, the disciples picked up 7 basketfuls of broken pieces that were left over. About 4,000 men were present, and having sent them away, he got onto the boat with his disciples and went to the region of Dalmanutha. Leaders demanded a miraculous sign. The Pharisees came and began to question Jesus to test him. They asked him for a sign from heaven. He sighed deeply and said, Why does this generation ask for a miraculous sign? I tell you the truth, no sign will be given to it. Then he left them, go back into the boat, and crossed to the other side. Tumawid na sila ng iba. Jesus warns against wrong teaching. The disciples had forgotten to bring bread, except for 1 loaf they had with them and the boat. Be careful, Jesus warned them. Watch out for the yeast of the Pharisees and that of Herod. They discussed with one another and said, It's because we have no bread. Aware of their discussion, Jesus asked them, Why are you talking about having no bread? Nahulog. Walang gumalaw doon, nahulog lang siya. Yung blanket ko ba? Natakot na. May multo. Nasaan na tayo guys? So verse 17. 15 muna. Be careful, Jesus warned them. Watch out for the yeast of the Pharisees and that of Herod. They discussed this with one another and said, it is because we have no bread. Aware of their discussion, Jesus asked them, Why are you talking about having no bread? Do you still not see or understand? Are your hearts hardened? Do you have eyes but fail to see, and ears but fail to hear? And don't you remember when I broke the 5 loaves of the 5,000? How many basketfuls of pieces did you pick up? 12, they replied. And when I broke the 7 loaves for the 4,000, how many basketfuls of pieces you pick up? 7. So, doon sa una guys, 12 ang nakuha ni Father, ng mga disciples. Tapos ngayon sumunod, ayun. How many baskets up? 12, tsaka 7. Ayun. He said to them, do you still not understand? Hanggang 21 lang tayo guys, di ba? Ayan. So, tapos na siya. Umpisa na naman ako mag-antok. Ayoko kasing gumising ng maaga guys. Kaya tuloy-tuloy na natin yung puyat natin. Nakakahagard kaya ang puyat. 26 and 27. Nasaan na yung bote natin? Ay, dalawang chapter lang siya, okay. Dalawang chapter pero mahaba. 27. Namumuhay na naman yung aking mata. Antok na naman. Gusto nang bumigay. 26 and 27. Sorry. Antok na. March 02, 2021. Okay guys, basta na guys. Mahaba yung chapter 26. The second census of the nation. After the plague the Lord said to Moses and Eleazar, son of Aaron the priest, take a census of the whole Israelite community by families, all those 20 years old or more who are able. Tapos na to, ang census na sila. After the plague, the Lord said to Moses and Eleazar, son of Aaron the priest, take a census of the whole Israelite community and families. Then all these 20 years old, all those 20 years old or more who are able to serve in the army of Israel. So on the plains of Moab by the Jordan across from Jericho Moses and Eleazar the priest spoke with him and said, "Take census of the men 20 years old more at their 20 years old or more, as the Lord commanded Moses." Mahalaga sa kanila nung araw yung army. These were the Israelites who came out of Egypt. These were the Israelites who came out of Egypt. The descendants of Reuben, the firstborn son of Israel, were the descendants of Reuben, the firstborn son of Israel, were through Hanok and Hanokite clan, through Palu, the Palite clan, through Hezron, the Hersonite clan, through Carmi, the Carmelite clan. Antok na. 11:26 na. Through Carmi, the Carmite clan. These were the clans of Reuben. Those numbers were 43,730. The son of Palu was Eliab. The sons of Eliab were Namal, Dathan, and Abiram. The same Dathan and Abiram were the community officials who rebelled against Moses. Hala. Huwag niyo hintayin mamatay din kayo. Nagre-rebel din na naman, guys. And Aaron were among Korah's followers when they rebelled against the Lord. The earth opened its mouth and swallowed them along with Korah. Oh, yun. Naalala niyo yun? Whose followers died when the fire devoured the 250 men, and they served as the winning side. The line of Korah, however, did not die out. The descendants of Simeon by their clans were through Nemuel, the Nemuelite clan, through Jamin, the Jaminite clan, through Jachin, the Jachinite clan, through Zerah, the Zeranite clan. These were the clans of Simeon. There were 22,000 men. The descendants of Gad clans were antok na. The descendants of Gad yung kasi yung guys 22,000. The descendants of Gad by their clans were through Zebon, the Zebonite clan, through Haggai, the Haggite son, the Haggite clan. Ano ba itong mga to? Bakit po mga foreign clan? Yung sa census, guys, yung 20 years old or more. Basahin pa ba natin? Hanggang 12 tribes ito. $40,500 yung sa Judah. Sa Judah. Sa Gad. Parahin nyo na lang sa mata, guys, at antok na ako. Through Arodi, the Arodite clan, through Arel, the Arelite clan. These were the clans of Gad. These numbers were 40,500. Yung mga binibilugan ko numbers yun. Er and Onan were sons of Judah, but they died in Canaan. The descendants of Judah by their clans were through Shelah, the Shelanite clan, through Perez, the Perezite clan, through through Zerah, Through Zerah, the Serenite clan, the descendants of Perez were through Hezron, the Hezronite clan, through Hamal, the Hamalite clan. These were the clans of Judah, whose numbers were 76,500. To the descendants of Issachar, the clans were through Tola, the Tolarite clan. Through Boa, the Poite clan, through Jesub, the Jesubite clan, through Shimron, the Shimrite clan. These were the clans of Issachar, whose number of 64,300. Hanggang 12, guys. Grabe. Hanggang 12 tribes. The descendants of Zebulun by their clans were, parang nabasa na kasi natin tong census eh. Pero ulit-ulit na naman. Hanggang saan tokin tayo. Yung pag-upo ko, hindi naman kita sa camera kaya okay lang. The descendants of Zebulun by their clans were through Seri, the Seridite clan, through Elon, the Elonite clan, through Jahleel, the Jahlelite clan. These were the clans of Zebulun. The number were 60,500. Kita mo guys, tapos naglalakbay sila ganyang karami. Paano na lang gagawin ni Moses niyan? The descendants, tapos may livestock pa yan sila guys. Katindi ang tsatsaga. The descendants of Joseph by their clans through Manasseh and Ephraim were. Ito lang kabisado ko talaga dito eh. Kasi yung story ng buksoan nila naka-focus. The descendants of Joseph by their clans through Manasseh and Ephraim were. The descendants of Manasseh through Machir and Machirite clan. Machir was the father of Gilead. Oh, familiar rin to si Gilead ah. Through Gilead, the Gileadite clan. These were the descendants of Gilead through Eleazar, the Eleazarite clan, through Helik, the Helikite clan, through Asriel, the ano ba yan? Ang hirap basahin. Through Shechem, the Shechemite clan, through Shemida, the Shemidite clan, through Heper, the Heperite clan. Zelophehad, son of Heper, had no sons. He had only daughters whose names were Mahlah, Noah, Hogla, Milcah, and Tirzah. These were the clans of Manasseh, whose number were 52,700. These were the descendants of Ephraim by their clans through Shuthelah, the Shuthelah, the Shuthelahite clan. Grabe. Through Becher, the Becherite clan. Through Tehen, the Tehanite clan. These were the descendants of Shuthelah. Through Aaron, the Aaronite clan. These were the clans of Ephraim. Those numbers were 32,500. These were the descendants of Joseph by their clans. Itong si Manasseh tsaka Ephraim, anak ito ni Joseph. The descendants of Benjamin by their clans were, so yung nasa taas nga yung nakalagay. These were the descendants of Joseph by their clans. Kasi familiar masyado sa atin si Ephraim tsaka si Manasseh guys. Tapos ang na-bless rito ni Israel, sino ba? Si Ephraim, yung bunso. These were the descendants of Joseph by their clans. Tapos dito na tayo sa verse 38. The descendants of Benjamin, yung bunso nila Rachel, by their clans were through Bela, the Belite clan, through Ashbel, the Ashbelite clan, through Ahiram, the Ahiramite clan. through Shupam, the Shupamite clan, through Hupam, the Hupamite clan. Descendants of Bela through Ard and Naaman were through Ard, the Ardite clan, through Naaman, the Naamite clan. These were the clans of Benjamin. Through those numbers were 45,600. These were the descendants of Dan by their clans. $64,000. These were the descendants of Dan, their clans. These were the clans of Dan. All of them were Shemite clans, and those numbers were 64,400. Sino pinakamaraming sa lahat na census? Pinakamarami ang 64. Kila Kila Dan, descendants ni Dan. The descendants of Asher by their clans were through Emna, the Emnite clan, through Ishbi, the Ishbite clan, through Beria, the Berite clan, all through the descendants of Beria, through Heber, the Hebrite clan. So, kay Asher na tayo, guys. Kaantok talaga. Ito lang mahirap sa atin pagkagabi, guys. Antok na kalaban. Painom nga muna para hindi antokin. $52,400 yung kay Asher, no? Descendants ni Asher. The clans of Asher. Descendants of Naphtali by their clans were through Jezel, the Jezelite clan, through Goni, the Gonite clan, through Jezer, the Jezreelite clan, through Shalem, the Shalemite clan. These were the clans of Naphtali. Those numbers were 45,400. The total number of the men of Israel was 601,730. Yun. The Lord said to Moses, the land is to be allotted to them as, excuse me talaga. The Lord said, nasa 52 na tayo, guys. The Lord said to Moses, the land is to be allotted to them as an inheritance based on the number of names. To larger groups, give a larger inheritance, and to a smaller group, a smaller one. Each is to receive its inheritance according to the number of those listed. Be sure that the land is distributed by lot. What each group inherits will according to the names for the ancestral tribe. Its inheritance is to be distributed by lot among the larger and smaller groups. Those were the Levites who were counted by their clans through Gerson, and Gersonite clan through Kohath, the Kohathite clan, through Merari, the Merarite clan. From these also were Levite clans, the Libnite clan, the Aaronite clan, the Mahilite clan, The Moshet clan, the Korahite clan. Kawawa nga si Korah, no? Sila yung sinalo ng ground, ng lupa. Korah was the forefather of Amram. The name of Amram's wife was Jochebed, a descendant of Levi, who was born to the Levites in Egypt. To Amram she bore Aaron, Moses. Oh, really? To Amram she bore Aaron, Moses, and their sister Miriam. So, ang sakit mo nung mamatay si Miriam tsaka si Aaron. Kapatid pala ni Moses yun. Akala ko ang kapatid lang niya si Aaron. Yung pala si Miriam, kapatid rin pala niya. Pero bakit sila nag-oppose nung kay Moses, no? Yung magkakapatid pala silang tatlo. Nakalagay guys sa verse, tingnan mo kahit antok na ako ha. Inaano ko pa rin yung family tree nila. Basahin niyo yung 59. Kohath was the forefather of Amram. The name of Amram's wife was Jochebed, a descendant of Levi, who was born to the Levites in Egypt. To Amram she bore Aaron. Ayun nakalagay guys ha. To Amram she bore Aaron, Moses, and their sister Miriam. Aaron was the father of Nadab and Abihu, Eleazar, and Ithamar. But Nadab and Abihu, oh guys, Abihu pala yun. But Nadab and Abihu, ito yung namatay kasi nagkamali ng offering to, diba? But Nadab and Abihu died when they made an offering before the Lord with an authorized fire. So, ang natira na lang, si Eleazar na lang, tsaka si Ithamar. Yun na lang ang paring natira. Kasama ni Moses. So, bali mga pamangkin niya itong dalawa. All the male Levites, a month old or more. Pero bakit si Moses lang ang, naalala nung baby pa si Moses? Diba si Moses, pinaanod siya sa river. Kamusta kaya sila Aaron tsaka si Miriam? Kasi lalaki din si Aaron. Diba lahat ng mga lalaki noong bata, pinapatay. So kaya nilagay sa basket si Moses. Ang galing ng Bible, no? Mula sa umpisa hanggang sa, ang hindi lang tinatakal ng Bible yung kanilang teenager, yung pagiging teenager ng mga to. Pero nung baby sila, tapos nung adults na, ayan na sila. Nasa Bible pa rin. All the male Levites, sa 62 guys, all the male Levites, a month old or more, numbered 23,000. They were not counted along with the other Israelites because they received no inheritance among them. Bakit? But no inheritance. All the male Levites, a month old or more, numbered 23,000. They were not counted along with the other Israelites because they received no inheritance among, walang ang tribes yung Levites guys. Pero ano naman sila kay God, kay Father God. Kita mo pa lahat ng tents, lahat ng offering sa kanila. These are the ones counted by Moses, Eleazar, and the priest. These are the ones counted by Moses and Eleazar, the priest, when they counted the Israelites on the plains of Moab by the Jordan across from Jericho. Not one of them was among these counted. by Moses and Aaron the priest when they counted the Israelites in the desert of Sinai. For the Lord had told those Israelites they would surely die in the desert, and not one of them was left except Caleb's son of Jephunneh and Joshua son of Nun. Naalala ko talaga dati ito. Akala ko talaga yung Nun Madre. Yung pala pangalan siya. Yung si Joshua. Zelophehad's daughter. The daughter of Zelophehad, son of Heber, the son of Gilead, the son of Machir, the son of Manasseh, belonged to the clans of Manasseh, son of Joseph. The names of the daughter were Mahlah, Noah, Hoglah, Milcah, and Tirzah. Noah is They approached the entrance to the tent meeting and stood before Moses, Eleazar the priest, the leaders, and the whole assembly, and said, Our father died in the desert. He was not among Korah's followers, who banded together against the Lord, but he died for his own sin and left no sons. Wawa naman. Why should our father's name disappear from his clan because he had no son? Give us property among our father's relatives. Sino ba nagsasalita, guys? Teka muna. The daughters of Zelophehad, son of Heber, the son of Gilead. Oh, puro daughters pala yung naiwan ni Zelophehad. So hindi kasali sa listings. He was not among Korah's followers who banded together against the Lord, but he died for his own sin and left no sons. Why should our father's name disappear from his clan because he has no son? Give us property among our father's relatives. Porket walang anak na lalaki. Puro babae kasi anak ni So Moses brought their case before the Lord, and the Lord said to him, What Zelophehad's daughters are saying is right. You must certainly give them property as an inheritance among their father's relatives and turn their father's inheritance over to them. Yup. Say to the Israelites, if a man dies and leaves no son, turn his inheritance over to his daughter. So yung pag walang anak na lalaki sa babae. If he has no daughter, give his inheritance to his brothers. If he has no brothers, give his inheritance to his father's brothers. If his father had no brothers, give him inheritance to the nearest relative in his clan, that he may possess it. This is to be a legal requirement for the Israelites, as the Lord commanded Moses. Joshua to succeed Moses. Kanina bang anak si Joshua, guys? Ang hirap kami saduhin ng family tree nila, no? Oh, anak siya ni Nun, si Joshua. Si Caleb, anak ni Jephunneh. So, anak ni Nun si Joshua. Ito yung aid ni Moses doon sa Mount Sinai, yung 40 days and 40 nights nila. Yung unang 40 nights. Joshua to succeed Moses. Sa verse 12, guys. Then the Lord said to Moses, Go up this mountain in the Abiram rains, and see the land I have given the Israelites. After you have seen it, you too will be gathered to your people as your brother Aaron was. For when the community rebelled at the waters in the desert of Zin, both of you disobeyed my command to honor me as holy before their eyes. These were the waters of Meribah, Kadesh, and desert of Zin. Moses said to the Lord, May the Lord, the God of the spirits of all mankind, appoint a man over this community to go out and come in before them, and who will lead them out and bring them in, so the Lord's people will not be like sheep without the shepherd. So the Lord said to Moses, Take Joshua, son of Nun, a man in whom is the Spirit, and lay your hand on him. Have him stand before Eleazar and priest and the entire assembly, and commission on him. Have him stand before Eleazar the priest, and matatapos na lang tayo guys, nawawala pa ako sa pagbabasa. Ang init. May the Lord, the God of the sa verse 16, sa verse 15, Moses said to the Lord, May the Lord, the God of the spirits of all mankind, appoint a man over this community to go out and come in before them, one who will lead them out and bring them in. So the Lord's people will not be like sheep without a shepherd. So the Lord said to Moses, Take Joshua son of Nun, a man in whom is the Spirit, and lay your hand on him. Have him stand before Eleazar the priest and the entire assembly, and commission him in their presence. Give him some of your authority, so the whole Israelite community will obey him. He is to stand before Eleazar the priest, who will obtain the decisions for him by inquiring of the Urim before the Lord. At his command, he and the entire community of the Israelites will go out, and his command they will come in. Moses did as the Lord commanded him. He took Joshua and had him stand before Eleazar the priest and the whole assembly. Then he said to his land, and then he laid his hands. Sorry guys, mali-mali nabasa ko. Sa verse 23. Then he laid his hands on him and commissioned him as the Lord instructed through Moses. Okay guys, bye everyone. Good night and God bless with dreams.